One of the core practices that we chose to highlight was student choice, bringing relevancy to the project. We started out our discussion with a case study that involved a boy wanting to go on a ski trip and the class assessing all of the risks involved. Right now I'm interviewing Henry, who's a 7th grade student. Henry, why was the case study an interesting way to start the discussion of risk versus reward?
Well, whenever we do a case study like this, I think it is interesting to start with a story that's more engaging and gripping. And I think that it definitely brought up some discussion when you asked us about the how to assess the different risks that go into this. It took some thinking.
So this discussion led to another discussion of everyday risks that we take or that you as an adolescent will take. What were some of the topics that were discussed?
Well, we discussed risks such as, the risks of driving a car. You could crash, you could run out of gas, you could be stranded. We discussed the risks of doing drugs and alcohol. You could get addicted. It can seriously harm your body.
So which topic did you choose to study as the basis of your game?
Well, I chose to discuss the situation with immigrants at the border, what risks that they face. And they definitely face risks such as not being able to get in to the United States, not being able to get asylum, being jailed for coming into the country illegally.
So what, if we're looking at the probability in a game of risk versus reward, what is the reward for an immigrant to come into the country?
Well, they probably, I think the United States is a more stable place than whatever country they're coming from if they really want to get into the country that bad. So the risk could be a high-paying job, safe shelter, food, water for your families, not having to worry about that much. That's what asylum is. So there's a lot more reward, I think, than they would have if they were living in their previous country.
Why was having a choice in the topic for this game important?
Well, it made it a lot more interesting than just having the teacher just tell us what to do. It's, certainly more fun than a typical school project, and I think that's what makes project-based learning so cool, because we have a choice.